morning, Gritter family, friends, and new listeners. Welcome to Grace and Grit, a real, honest podcast about life, motherhood, and everything in between. Here, we talk about the real stuff, the messy stuff, the heavy, unspoken stuff, all with no shame, no judgment, and no guilt, only grace. Remember to stay gritty. Show kindness and compassion to everyone in chat and in the checkout line at the store. If you guys are ready, we'll jump right in. It is 21 degrees right now while I'm recording this. I hope all of you guys are staying warm and safe. I don't know what kind of week you're having, but I want to acknowledge you for showing up. Thank you for being here to share this space with me. And if today finds you tired, or if you're still holding yourself together more than you'd like to admit, or if laughter feels unfamiliar, awkward, or even a little wrong right now, well, you're in the right place. Last week, we talked about what happens when grit turns into survival. That season where you aren't dreaming, you're not even planning. You're not even planning. You're really not feeling or living. You're just getting through. And sometimes just barely. Today, I don't want to undo that conversation, but I don't want to rush past it either. I want today to be about permission. Permission to laugh again. Not because everything is okay, not because you're healed, and not because life just suddenly got way easier, but because sometimes, right in the middle of chaos, laughter shows up anyway. And when it does, we don't always know what to do with it. So let's talk about that. Have you ever had a moment where you laughed and then immediately you felt guilty for it? Like, how dare I feel light when things are heavy? How can I laugh when there's so much unresolved? Everything is broken and all messed up. I'm a total mess. How can I be happy when life is like this? Nobody really talks about that part. Survival mode teaches us to stay braced, to stay alert, and to always be prepared. We spend our days on defense, and it makes us think that joy or happiness, it's dangerous because that would require us to lower our guards and our walls that we spent so much time building around ourselves. And when you've been through something hard, lowering your guard, that's not safe. And just the thought of it can trigger anxiety, panic, and fear. That's why when laughter sneaks up on you in the kitchen, in the car, or mid conversation, our nervous systems, they're like, wait, what? What was that? Yeah, we're not that person anymore. And just like that, we shut it down. And then we start telling ourselves, it's too soon for this. Other people have it way worse than me. I shouldn't feel happy yet. Oh, I'm such a fake. But laughing doesn't mean you forgot what you're going through. Laughing doesn't mean that it doesn't matter. Laughing, it doesn't mean you're a fake or you're lying or that you're doing anything wrong. Laughter is not a crime. It just means your body needed a breath or a break. Survival makes us very serious people. Not because we don't have humor. We are fun. We are funny ladies. But it's because humor feels unnecessary and everything else feels urgent. In survival, everything is about getting through each day, keeping everybody afloat, and doing our very best to make sure nothing else falls apart. There's just no space for lightness when you're carrying so much weight. There's no time to laugh or to smile. And over time, we forget what it even feels like. We forget the sound of it. We forget the feeling of it. And we forget the natural way that it starts: quiet, unexpected, and unplanned. It's not a performance or a decision, it just happens. And sometimes it scares us and confuses us. We think to ourselves, how can I laugh when I am still so tired? Or how can I have joy when I'm still in so much pain? When everything is falling apart and I'm so unhappy. But survival, it doesn't get the final word. It may have carried you through, but it doesn't get to decide what stays forever. Here's the thing about chaos: chaos is absurd. Life is hard, and it can be painfully ironic during the seasons that we feel exceptionally hard and tired and overwhelmed and hurt. The timing, it's never right. And the interruptions are constant. And the mess is just relentless. And sometimes the only sane thing to do to respond to the chaos and the madness, all you can do is laugh. Mama said there would be days like this. And I have to go back to what she said. You gotta laugh, babe, or life will drive you crazy. She was giving me some solid life advice. But I was so wrapped up in my pain, my guilt, and overwhelmed and so deep in survival mode that, well, that just sounded crazy. But she was right. Again, you have to laugh. You need to. Not because it's funny, but because it's human. Sometimes that laughter, it sounds and looks different than what you might expect. Sometimes it's laughing at how ridiculous a situation is. Like when I couldn't figure out why the snaps on my bra wasn't working, and then I find out because it's inside out. I had to laugh at myself. Laughing because crying would take more energy than you have right now. Or laughing because if you don't, you might scream or break your favorite coffee cup. And that laughter, it counts. And that laughter, it's real. It doesn't mock your pain, it sits beside it. You are allowed to laugh at the chaos without minimizing the seriousness of what you have endured. You're allowed to say, this is hard, but it's also ridiculous. Have you ever had one of those moments, one of those weeks, one of those days when it's like you're already overwhelmed, overstimulated, stressed to high heaven, and you're just like everything that could be going on is going on? You have a full plate, full backpacks, and a few boxes that are about to fall apart, just full of everything life has thrown at you. And the washer's leaking. Oh, and a breaker just blew. And guess what? Your tire's flat. Life never really seems to stick to one category of chaos, does it? It really likes to check all of the boxes above. It's like a buffet of trouble. Just give it to you with a bow, like you're supposed to be surprised and happy about it. I mean, you're literally juggling everything you can, trying to fix it, trying to keep yourself in check, trying not to let your anxiety go through the roof, and you're trying to be happy, you're trying to be okay, and then boom, now the sink's leaking, bathroom's flooding, or the toilet overflows. And you have to laugh because you can't make this stuff up. And you don't laugh because you're happy. And you're not laughing because you're insane. You laugh because, can this seriously be real right now? One of the biggest lies that we believe is that joy has to look a certain way. It has to come in a certain package. And that's not true. We think joy has to be loud and obvious. It has to be consistent and public. No, that's a lie. It's like if I don't put it on Facebook, if I don't scream it from the mountains, if I don't carry a smile on my face all day long, I'm not happy. I don't have joy. No, no, no. Stop believing that. Joy after survival, it's usually quiet. Sometimes it's just a smirk or one big deep exhale or a quick moment where your shoulders just relax or a full out laugh that surprises you and never announces itself. And it doesn't always stay long. It's like a little tap on your shoulder. Like, hey, I'm still here. You're still here. And you're going to be okay. You don't have to chase it. And you don't have to explain it. And you don't have to turn it into proof that you're okay. It doesn't have to move in. It's okay if it doesn't pack a bag and set up shop. It's all right if it just stops by for a quick visit, like an old friend that comes by for a cup of coffee. You enjoy it, and then you let it go. It's all right to do that, to let joy come and go. That's very important to remember. Because in the healing season, it's inconsistent. Some days it's going to come easy, and your load's going to feel lighter. You're going to feel more yourself. You're going to see a smile, and you're going to be like, wow, I like this. I like this version of myself. And then some days you're not going to feel it at all. And the weight that you're carrying, it may even feel heavier than it once was. But that doesn't mean you're failing. And that doesn't mean that you're regressing. It doesn't mean anything except that you're human. I find that we get ourselves in trouble when we try to hang on to it too tightly. When we put pressure on ourselves to stay positive, to stay grateful, and to stay upbeat. Nobody is that happy. Don't try to measure yourself to that expectation. Because joy doesn't thrive under pressure. It it shows up when it's safe. So when the laughter comes, let it come. And when it leaves, let it leave. You don't need to grab a hold of it. You don't have to just hang on for dear life and be like, see, look, I've got it. I'm fine now. You don't have to do that. You are allowed to just experience it. Take the moment, enjoy it, see it, let yourself feel it, put it in your pocket as a reminder that it will come again. Because laughing again is not betrayal. It's not a betrayal of what you survived. It's a part of your story too. And it does not dishonor your pain. And it doesn't erase your story. It adds to it. It doesn't minimize what it took to get here. It honors your resilience. It says, I've been through something hard, and there's something in me that still knows how to breathe. And that matters. You're not leaving survival behind. You're letting your body know it doesn't have to stay braced every second of every day. If laughter finds you this week, in the chaos, in the mess, in the middle of unfinished healing, you don't have to push it away. I encourage you not to. You don't have to justify it. And you don't have to feel bad about it. just let it sit beside you. Let it remind you that you are still here, that your heart still responds to light, and that survival, well, it didn't steal everything. And if laughter hasn't found you yet, that's okay too. It's coming. There's no timeline for this. Grace meets you exactly where you are. Before we close today, I want to name something gently. This this isn't a command, and it's not an expectation. This is simply permission. You don't have to laugh today, and you don't have to feel lighter by the end of this episode. You don't have to prove healing with a smile. Permission doesn't rush you, it just leaves the door unlocked. So if laughter comes back quietly, welcome it. And if it doesn't, you are still whole. My wish for us today is not that life suddenly feels easy. My wish is, may we give ourselves permission to feel light without guilt, to rest without explanation, and to laugh without fear. May joy meet us softly, and may we trust that it knows when to come back. May joy no longer feel forbidden, and may laughter stop feeling like betrayal. May our hearts learn it doesn't have to guard itself. And may we remember laughter doesn't erase the pain, it honors the strength it took to endure it. May we feel no guilt for joy, no shame for softness, and no pressure to perform healing. May God hold the parts of us that are still tender, and may He gently return joy in His timing and not ours. I encourage you to take what you need from today and leave what you don't. And remember, this is permission and it doesn't expire. Thank you for sharing this space with me. I will see y'all next time.